Dobar dan I dobrodošli. Hi and welcome. Welcome to Croatia. My name is Biba and I'm Odysseys Unlimited Tour Director and have been for quite a number of years. And today I'm taking this opportunity to walk you through my favorite town of all, which is called Opatija. Opatija is located in the northern Croatian Adriatic coast, and it boasts a lot of hotels and a beautiful water or seaside promenade that you see right here behind me. But before we start out on the walking tour, I would like you to take a few moments and enjoy in the views of this lovely harbor behind me, surrounded by all of the hotels. So let's just have a look. We are currently located on the so-called lungomare, which is the Italian word for the promenade along the sea. We are actually located in the most famous walkway along the water in all of the country of Croatia, which is a little over 6 miles long, and it takes you walking from the little sleepy fisherman's village called Volosko, beginning, and the very end, which is the town of Lovran. So behind me, what you can see is the bay of Cavarn, and right exactly behind me is the island of Cres. And right over there, if we turn a little over to that side, we can see the first hotel on the eastern side of the Adriatic, after which we can say that we mark the beginning of tourism in Opatija. So this is late 19th century, Hotel Kvarner. And if we turn around, you're going to see one of the most lavish gardens in all of the country of Croatia. It is called Park Angelina. It is named after this beautiful pink villa that you see behind me, which was named after a late wife of a very wealthy merchant, local merchant, whose name was Iginio Scarpa. And this is where they used to throw lavish parties, and all the important people used to visit this villa at the turn of the century. And in front of it, you can see is the most amazing garden, which always changes the flowers and the outlook as the seasons change. So let's go have a look at it. We are located in the famous Botanical Garden of Opatija. This Botanical Garden thrives with 150 different plant species that were also brought over here by Mr. Scarpa, the famous tradesman, and all of his friends. He was in love with botany. So we have all kinds of luscious plants and flowers from all over the world. For instance, behind me, you can see the redwood tree. Right there, next to it, on the left-hand side, is the magnolia tree. But definitely the most famous symbol of Opatija is currently in bloom. This is camellia. Boy, are we lucky. This is March, and this is when they are in bloom. So if you ever come to Opatija on one of my tours, I will make sure to point out where this beautiful garden is located, because these are the real beauties of Opatija. Who do we have here? I'm sure that you recognize her. This is Isidora Duncan, the famous ballerina from San Francisco. She was a world-renowned ballerina. She actually resided in Opatija in 1902. She came here with her friend while she was touring Europe, and she came here for a few days. While she was searching for hotel accommodation, in Opatija, she couldn't find any at all. And according to a story, the Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand himself offered her and her friend a nice accommodation for the night. This is exactly the dépendance, or the Villa Amalia, where they supposedly resided. It's interesting to say that she started a totally new craze, new fashion. She was very extravagant for her day and age. And she used to write in her memoirs I saw all of the women in Opatija. They were wearing black tunics and black socks and black shoes. They were completely covered when they went to the beach to swim. Well, I started something completely new. I had a light blue tunic on me with a very deep cleavage. I was barefoot. I didn't have any socks, and I was really the only woman looking like that. So she says in her memoirs, Franz Ferdinand, the Austrian Archduke himself, was looking at me with his binoculars, and he said, "Oh my goodness, she's so beautiful. She's more beautiful than the spring itself." Now, going back to this Villa Amalia, where she resided, please have a look at the palm trees. And as they're flopping in the wind, they're flopping the leaves in the wind. She wrote in her memoirs that the palm tree in front of her villa in Opatija gave her the inspiration for the ballet movements that she used in her performances. We are still located on Lungomare, the famous Opatia Promenade. Behind me, what you see is the actual symbol of the city. It is the maiden with a seagull in her hand. What does it represent? In the late 19th century, the famous Austrian and noble family Kesselstadt lost their lives during a storm out at sea, and it represents gratitude and longing. So this is where you're going to come when you come on one of my tours to take a beautiful photo. We are located in front of the little church, which is the nucleus, the core of Opatija. It is called St. Jacob's Church, and it dates back to 1506. You might be wondering, where does the name Opatija come from? Opatija in English stands for abbey. There used to be a Benedictine abbey right on this place. So we can say that before the 16th century, Opatija was a very small, tiny little town surrounding exactly this area over here. Now, surrounding us are majestic parks. So I got a little bit tired, I must say, halfway through filming this. I'm a true Croatian, and you know, we love to take our break whenever we can. Either if it is in the middle of the day, if you're working in an office, or if you are a tour leader like this and you're filming. Halfway through, you're gonna find every possible excuse to sit down, order something nice to drink, and just unwind before you continue doing your errand, doing your chore. So I chose to take you to the beginning of the Opatia Promenade. So have a look behind me. We are in Volosko. This is one of my favorite places. This is the place where I'm going to tell you, when you come on my tour, to go and book your dinner on your free night. Have a look at a few of the restaurants behind me. So this is where you will definitely want to spend your evening, enjoying dining and wining, looking at the sea, enjoying all the night lights. So I have decided to do the same thing too, and later on head back to Opatija. And in doing so, I have chosen to take a sip of a wonderful local wine, which I can assure you tastes much better than it sounds. The name of the wine is Vrbnička Žlahtina. Trust me, it's far, far better. So I'm going to take a sip of that. Enjoy with me. I'm loving it. I'm standing now in the center of Opatija. So we are outside of the garden, and we are located now on the main thoroughfare, on the main street where all the traffic is, where all the hotels are, and the main beach right over here. Surrounding me are also a number of restaurants. Now, when you come to the northern Croatian coastline, what are you going to eat? What are you going to be all the delicacies for you to try? Obviously, we are surrounded by the sea. So you're going to have scampi, some of the most famous scampi, or prawns. You're going to be able to eat sea bass, a lot of sea bass with Swiss chard. Your main dishes are going to be, for instance, black risotto. If you don't know what a black risotto is, it is the black ink from the squid that is pretty much topped all over the rice, and we love to eat all of that. But also there's gnocchi, there's pasta, so we are very much influenced by Italy, which is nearby. And also, to finish off our lovely walking tour of Opatija, when you do come on my tour, I'm going to tell you to walk in your free time along all of the promenade. So I said to you earlier that the promenade is around 6 miles long. So it's going to take you roughly 1.5 hours walking from Opatija to the end of it, and another 1.5 hours back. Let's say medium pace. So I hope to see you next time in Opatija. Thank you for listening.